Hey there YouTube, I hope you're doing well. It's been a while between lessons, but here we are to teach you something that I think is particularly cool and particularly juicy today. We're going to learn a very basic 4-chord progression, and we're going to learn some almost stereotypically exaggerated Spanish guitars to go with that. You know I like to really embolden the colours that I think make our guitar sound Spanish or sound interesting, and this will be a good example of that, where we kind of even go a little bit over the top and make it sound a bit juicy. So I'm going to play for 1 sec, I'll show you what I'm doing, and then I'll explain to you how you can do something like this in your own style. Something like that. Like anything I teach you, and pretty much like anything you'd ever play on the guitar, there are endless variations. So what I do on these YouTube lessons is I give you a basic series of building blocks, and you use your experience, other lessons that I might teach, and other lessons that other people will teach, and any other source you have to add to these building blocks. So firstly, the chords, it's an A major, but you can definitely do an A7. There are a lot of variations of A7, and for a bit of flamenco flavour, you do that A where you're fretting, instead of fretting 2-2-2, you go 2-3-2. That's very juicy. So any of the many variations of an A chord is the first chord. The second chord, D minor. There are also plenty of variations of this. I may not go into them right now, but if you're at the level of guitar playing where you're starting to have variations, brilliant. D minor is the second chord. E7 is the third chord. E7 could also be E major. And just like we did with the A, if we put the flat second in, so it's an F note at the third fret of the D string, you get that particularly flavorful, kind of like an E, I think it's an E flat 9. And then we finish back on the A. So that's super simple. It's basically A, D minor, E, A. Super simple, and there's some chord ideas in there. Now that main melodic idea, so when I played the A, I immediately jumped to the A string, and that's one trademark of today's lesson, is that on the A chord, we're going to base ourselves on the A string, D chord, D string, E chord. We're going to base ourselves on the E string. We have 2 E strings, so that will be fine. On the A string, I'm going to go 0, 1, 4. Then we can use the open string, the 4th string, so 0, 1, 4. On the next string, so it's like 0, 1, 4, open, 4, 1, 0. And then down to the low E string, 3, 0. So the idea is we do a hammer on across the A string, 0, 1, 4. That's played legato, so you only pick once. 0, 1, 4. 0, 1, 4 is all played with 1 stroke. I'm using my thumb. Then you play the open D string, and then we're going to go 4, 1, 0 with 1. I love to do that kind of that really free, floating kind of playing. I love to do that, and I encourage you to have a try at it. And then just to finish up on the low E string, note 3 and 0 on the A string. So that's just a really cool, simple lick. You can, of course, do variations. You can change it as much as you want. Let's move to the D minor chord now. If I play exactly the same lick, definitely works. So now we've got a lick that we can use as the basis. It won't work perfectly on the E7 chord because I'm already on the lower string of the instrument, so I can't go lower, but that's fine. We can just do some kind of variation. You know that 0, 1 idea creates a great dissonant sound. And if we went to the high E string, we've got a string lower, which is the B string, but we don't have a high string We could go, so 0145, that would work. So that's 0145, 410, and then DE on the end. As always with my YouTube lessons, tabs will be on my Patreon page. I'll put a link in the comment there, so if you're not following along at the speed you'd like to, or if you just prefer to work from tabs, Patreon's the place to go for that. So the two kind of variations you could do on there, and then we come back to A. Now, I wouldn't expect you to play exactly the same like the whole time. That would get quite boring and quite repetitive, and it would be quite derivative of what I've shown you, because someone's shown it. You don't want to just copy, you don't want to be a mimic. You want to take these ideas and do your own thing with them. So one cool thing you can do is just play around on the open strings. So that's just that 0-1-4 idea, but you can play it more. So the possibilities are endless there, but it's just a really basic chord progression: A, D minor, E or E7A, and some kind of extra juicy, some suspiciously juicy sounding Spanish licks to get you having a bit of fun and playing nicely. So thank you for watching. Jump on Patreon for more, and I will see you next time.